Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, it is my great honor and pleasure to extend most warm welcome to all of you to this event. In this occasion, IIT Kharagpur is going to sign a MOU with the Department of Heavy Industries under the Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises in the gracious presence of the Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises, Sri Babul Supriyo. We are all delighted to have you in this meeting, sir. The visionary guidance of the Honorable Minister has encouraged us to work closely with the DHI and with the esteemed industry partners to set up this unique center of excellence in advanced manufacturing technologies at IIT Kharagpur. In this center, research would be carried out in 4 broad areas such as specialty materials, design and automation, additive manufacturing, digital intervention, and industrial Internet of Things. Today amongst us, dignitaries of Department of Heavy Industries, Sri N. Sivanand, Joint Secretary of DHI, our revered Director, Professor Parthopratim Chakraborty, Dean Sponsored Research, Professor Pallab Dasgupta, Mr. N.L. Goswami,
Chopal, Professor G.G. Roy and others, that we must take this challenge up. And in Kharagpur, I think in November last year, 4th of November, almost a year back, we had a meeting where many of you so graciously came to set up the charter for development of this very ambitious plan of the Center for Advanced Manufacturing and Technologies. And while our metallurgists and mechanical engineers were putting in place their proposal, Professor Dasgupta and I, being from the domain of computing and computer sciences, and with our little bit of ideas on what information technology is going to do and make its impact, and our friends with whom we had worked before, like Dr. Purnendu Sinha, Prateep and others, we thought that we must make a very, very ambitious program. A program that will bridge the gap from materials to processes to the whole of machine intelligence and information technology and drive innovation. And based on that, on November 4th, we set out this proposal, and the Honorable Minister wanted a birthday gift on December 15th. That's what he told me, that the first draft of the proposal must be submitted. So we submitted a draft of the proposal, which obviously was not good enough, because the Department of Heavy Industries, after going through this, came up with several statements that this really needs to be benchmarked with state of the art. And we went through several rounds of discussions, presentations, refinements, and several agonizing months and days. And finally, after one meeting I remember I had with Mr. Sivanand late at night in his office, where we finalized on where is the gaps in the proposal in terms of taking it forward. And during this whole period, all our industry partners continued to remain on board. And the Honorable Minister, his drive and enthusiasm, I told him, was infectious. So our team has put in a lot of effort to bring about a proposal which we are signing today. But I would like to inform all of you that in some of the areas, like with HEC Ranchi, we have actually started some of the work. Because, while MOU signing, announcement, all this goes on, we have already started with some of the work and activities. We believe that this is really a big step. This is very unique when such a big project, so much of industry intervention, so much of government support, and so much of academic input is going into a dream of bringing in something that could possibly change the face of core manufacturing technologies and our ownership in India. I would like to thank the Honorable Minister. I would like to thank all our partners, welcome the media, and say that this is like one first step. Lot of hard work will be required for us to take it forward. We are willing to take that hard work on. We bank on the enormous support, enthusiasm of the Department of Heavy Industries and its leadership, including the Honorable Minister. We are grateful that we have reached to this step today, and we are firm in our resolve that we will go and complete it in due course, if not earlier. Thank you again, welcome, and we look forward to a great opening and MOU signing of this event. Thank you.
To get an overall idea about the Center of Excellence, may I now request our Dean Srik, Professor Pallab Dasgupta, to give a brief presentation on the center.
Honorable Minister, Sri Babul Supriyo, Sri N. Shivanand, Joint Secretary of DHI, Professor P.P. Chakraborty, Director IIT Kharagpur, distinguished dignitaries from the industry, from the ministry, and my colleagues and the members from the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and privilege to share with you a very bird's eye view of what we are very hopeful is going to set a new trend in the manufacturing landscape of India. We started with the vision of achieving something through small steps towards reinvigorating the advanced manufacturing landscape of India. The first challenge was to inculcate modern concepts such as Industrial Internet of Things, the concepts that are part of Industry 4.0, intelligent and connected manufacturing through digital intervention, robotics and automation. India has immense promise in this area because we are good at software, we are good at electronics. We had a hard time in the past catching up in manufacturing, but modern manufacturing needs a lot of these things, and that is where we have strength. So when we started discussing these things with the best of the industry in the country, we received a very warm welcome from them, and immediately it wasn't difficult to identify problems of common interest, which would take things forward, not just catch up with everyone else, but to leapfrog the technology into such things which will be very important in the future years. The second thing is to have value additions in terms of innovations in materials, manufacturing processes, new technologies, and bringing academic rigor to industrial and organizational practices. This is something we as a country will have to learn, that how do we take academic inputs, how do we translate that into things which are meaningful for the industry, and then how do we take that technological advances to challenge the overall roadmap of manufacturing in the world. The third important thing for India is to create an ecosystem, because there were times where in this part of the country, in the Howrah-Hooghly belt, there were many companies who were kind of leaders in the country in various types of manufacturing. We need to reinvigorate the ecosystem so that the SMEs and the small enterprises can connect with the bigger companies, understand their technological needs, and then try out things in our setup and gain the confidence of doing things in a better way, and also, more importantly, understand the potential market for these things in various areas. So that is one of our important goals. As an academic institution, we are very well connected with universities and research labs across the world. So that is something that we can bring into the center. We can bring in international expertise for pre-competitive research, for academic exchanges, and also for understanding what are the best technologies that are being developed worldwide and bring them into our center. We of course want to impart training, because that is something which we quote unquote claim we are good at as professors. So we are going to do a lot of training here for the SMEs and industry in general with some of these advanced technologies. We have a School of Intellectual Property Law which works very closely with our sponsored research cell in securing intellectual property. So securing intellectual property in the manufacturing domain will be one of the core initiatives of this lab. The overall ecosystem as we envisage this is shown in this figure. So you can see that the original equipment manufacturers, which we have been very fortunate to have as partners in this initiative, will provide us with the requirements for advanced material design, for body prototyping, for different industrial processes, inculcating modern technologies for manufacturing. And then under the 4 units that we have in this lab, which Professor Pal mentioned briefly, that is specialty materials, design and automation, additive manufacturing, and digital manufacturing and industrial IoT, we will create the know-how, material prototypes, manufacturing processes, etc. And then with the help of small and medium scale enterprises, we'll try to grow an ecosystem through which this is going to translate into useful products for the industry. This is a very ambitious goal, and we need to coordinate and work together in a very cohesive manner if we have to achieve this dream. But then we have the best in the country to support us. So we are very grateful to our industry partners. And if you see this list, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Heavy Engineering Corporation, Ramkrishna Forgings, Tata Consultancy Services, Tata Motors, Tata Sons, Ampere Vehicles, and Tata Steel. This is the galaxy of the best industries that we have in the country, and we are very fortunate to have them from day one, and they have stood by us through the entire process of creating the blueprint for the Center of Excellence. And to complement that, at IIT Kharagpur, we are going to have multidisciplinary participation in this initiative. So we have in the area of specialty materials, for example, the metallurgical and materials engineering people. We have a steel technology center. The material science center will have an important role here. In the industrial technologies and processes, we will have cooperation from mechanical engineering, industrial and systems engineering. And because of the digital interventions and industrial IoT, cyber physical systems, which are coming up in a big way, we will have participation in many of the projects with computer science and engineering, electronics and communication, AVLSI lab, and electrical engineering. So the strength of IIT Kharagpur is bringing in multidisciplinary people into the COE, and we hope that this is going to really create a benchmark of its own. This is a bird's eye glimpse of the equipment that we intend to create in the first phase of the Center of Excellence. So these are some of the, in each of these 4 units, we will have several equipment that is indicated here. And in the innovation lab, which is a lab which we are going to create, which is going to be accessible for the SMEs to design, prototype, and test their products, we will have several other equipment which is available. And we hope that through this, we will be able to empower a lot of SMEs in some of the advanced manufacturing techniques. As I mentioned, that these are some of the activities of the center. In the advanced R&D in manufacturing, we want to work with niche problems, and we have already identified several projects with our industry partners. We will also collaborate with best-in-class R&D labs in the world in this. We will provide training for SMEs and capacity building and technology infusion for them. We will catalyze innovation and startups through our Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Park, and we will create mechanisms for protecting our IPR through our IPR school and the cells that we have in IIT Kharagpur. I would like to conclude by saying that the goal for us is not to catch up, but to leapfrog into the technologies that will rule the future. And we hope to have all of you at our side through this journey. Thank you.
we are eager to hear the different schemes of capital goods sector under DHI. So may I thus request Mr. N. Simanan, Joint Secretary DHI, to say a few words on this and also the importance of the COE.
Honorable Minister Sri Supriyoji, Director IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Chakravarti, Dean Professor Gupta, Professor Pal, learned professors of IIT, distinguished industry associates, and we are lucky to have a renowned music artist here amongst us on this auspicious occasion. Media, both print as well as the electronic media. I am very happy to be a part of this MOU signing event for setting up of a Center of Excellence at IIT Kharagpur under the scheme. The scheme is called Enhancement of Competitiveness in the Capital Goods Sector. The objective of the scheme is to make Indian capital goods sector globally competitive by addressing issues of technology depth, besides creating common engineering facilities. The cost of the project, what we are now going to sign an MOU, is 65.19 crore, and the grant from the Government of India for this project is 47.62 crores. I am glad to state here that the Government of India had sanctioned 8 COEs under the scheme, under the current scheme, and IIT Kharagpur is the only COE with the highest component of the grant. In fact, a lot of this effort was put in by all the stakeholders to make this, to realize this project. I congratulate each one of them, the industry associates, IIT Kharagpur, and above all, our Honorable Minister, who has taken a lot of initiative to ensure that this project goes through. A key focus of this center will be to make the Indian capital goods sector globally competitive and support the imminent need to increase the depth in manufacturing through innovation, technology, upgradation in 4 important areas. Those have been just now spelled out. I just thought it is worth repeating. Namely, specialty materials, industry process automation, additive manufacturing, and digital interventions as envisaged in Industry 4.0. We have basically focused on process development and technology development with keeping future into the mind. The innovation lab at IIT Kharagpur, where most of the machines would be set up, will help encourage industries, especially the SMEs, to develop new products, processes with the expertise and knowledge at IIT Kharagpur. The capital goods sector is extremely crucial for the development of domestic capabilities from the perspective of self-reliance and security. Dependence on high-end technology capital goods is increasing in the country, which is evidenced by the increased imports in the sector. Upgradation of technology levels, continuous R&D efforts are the need of the hour, and reputed academic institutions like IITs should take a lead in this. Capital goods sector importantly has a significant multiplier effect on the overall economic growth, as it provides building block for a large number of user industries by providing critical inputs, that is machinery and equipment necessary for manufacturing. I wish the Center of Excellence all the very best, and I am sure that with the enthusiasm shown by IIT Kharagpur as well as the industry associates, we would be able to complete or meet the timelines what we have endorsed in the MOU. Coming back to the pilot schemes, I just thought I will just touch upon a few components in the scheme. The pilot scheme has started in November 2014 with the following components actually. One is the Center of Excellence, which we are now holding today, where IIT Kharagpur, we are going to sign an MOU. We have totally 8 Center of Excellence that have been started under this scheme. This scheme is basically for technology, product development, technology development, process improvement. This is the in association with reputed institutes like IITs, IICs, where there is a knowledge bank. So this is a center of excellence. The second component is actually common engineering facility centers, where in an industrial cluster, there may be certain facilities which are required by so many industries. So instead of each industry creating those facilities, we thought there could be a scheme where a common facilities can be created by the government, so that these common facilities could be utilized by the cluster of industries. So this is called a common engineering facility, and this has got the maximum response, a very good response from the industry. In addition to this, we have an agreement with the government of Karnataka, and we are going ahead with a machine tool park at Tumkur, where the project cost is around 421 crores, and government of India has granted 125 crores in that. In addition to this, we have a technology acquisition program, a scheme, a component, where if an industry comes up with a proposal for absorbing a technology from elsewhere, whether it can be outside or within the country as well, we are here to support those technology developments. So this is another scheme. This has also got a reasonably good response. This was the pilot scheme that we had operated. It was operative from 2014 onwards for a period of 5 years, that is up to 2019 it will continue. Based on the experience what we had gained while implementing this pilot scheme, we found that there could be certain more areas which we could look at. The focus areas, the additional focus areas, I'll just read out. One is the Industry 4.0, as I have just told. This is going to be one of our major focus area. The other area what we thought is, in addition to development of a product or a process, a commercialization of the product of the process is something which we need to focus on. So this is another area which we are contemplating in the subsequent scheme that we are planning now. Similarly, a special focus on exports. What are the components we need to build into the scheme so that exports becomes a bit easy, and exports, we are able to encourage the exports. So I thought these are the major things, the difference between the old scheme and the new scheme. And I wish once again IIT Kharagpur the very best, and I am sure that IIT Kharagpur will be able to meet the timelines as we have decided. Thank you very much.
Our Chairman Board of Governors, Sri Sanjeev Goenka, wanted to attend today's meeting, but because of some unavoidable circumstances he could not do so. But he has sent a message and requested to be read in this event, so I am just going to read that. It is a matter of great honor for IIT to be associated for setting up a center of excellence with another man of excellence, a leader of excellence, Honorable Minister Sri Babul Supriyo. I am told he has been the driving force behind this initiative. It is a special privilege to partner with the central government, and in particular a man known for exceeding expectations, Sri Babul Supriyo. I regret my inability to be present, particularly because it is a great initiative. I wish this initiative all success. It will be our pleasure to hear the views of the Honorable Minister on the COE. Sir, please say a few words on this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Professor P.V. Chakrabarti, Professor Dasgupta, Professor Paul Sivananji, our Joint Secretary from Department of Heavy Industries, distinguished guests from different parts of Eastern India, people who have actually attributed towards making this evening an evening that we would want to remember as an evening of initiating an excellent endeavor in this part of the country. Ajayda, the great Ajay Chakravarti, whose presence makes the evening a little more surreal, a world that I once belonged, I still belong, and I feel that what you heard about the Center of Excellence that is going to start and have already started, as he said, in Ranchi with HEC, is going to bring a lot of music to the ears to the people who would do their R&D in the center. Our professors before, Professor Chakravarti, our secretary from the department, Professor Paul Babu, they've all shown you the PPT, the PowerPoint presentation, which actually showcases what are the stuff that can really be done, what are the excellent stuff that can really be done with the help of the Center of Excellence, which is going to be first of its kind in the Eastern India. And I'm very happy that some very distinguished companies have not only taken part in the discussions that we have had in Kharagpur, in Delhi, but also have made themselves an integral part of this. And I would really profusely want to thank Professor Chakravarti for being the driving force behind it. And I'm telling you, this is not a mutual admiration society. I know he has used the word driving force behind me. The only driving that I did is drive at 150 kilometers an hour from Asansol right now, because today being 8th November, I had some other, there were some last minute changes in the program, something that I had to attend in the morning, somewhere I had to speak. And so after I finished that, there was only about a 2.5 hour gap from that point to reach here at 4 o'clock, which obviously did not happen. And being late is definitely not part of any kind of excellence. But I hope that your excellency is present here, all the knowledgeable and the learned men, accomplished men, is going to pardon me that. You know, I have, after I have joined politics as a new politician, I don't read out speeches that are given to me. I have an excellent department. I have got intelligent men around me who always spoon feed me with great speeches. But however, I always felt that because if you sing, they say you do have a heart. I think that it is important to probably get associated with projects with a little bit of heart, if you can, wherever you can. And especially with people who are willing to take part in great endeavors. There is no need to read out speeches, and there is no need to talk, especially from black and white papers, because especially when you are trying to make colorful things happen around you. While working in the government, you know, I have seen that in several areas we talk about R&D, which is research and development. But what we really probably we have not really missed out a little bit is probably the X. If you can add, you can make RD, RDX, where X can stand for execution. I think India is definitely going to take quite a few steps forward. And RDX is something which is an explosive which was not there in the world maybe 50 years back. The professors would know better. It is a research and development explosive. That's why it is called RDX. I was just sitting here and it came to my mind while we were hearing about R&D and X. So if we are talking about research and development and excellence, why can't we turn this excellence and the research and development with some explosive execution? And I use the word explosive with a lot of what should I say, with a lot of belief that with the kind of companies that we have on board in the Center of Excellence, and with the able guidance of Professor Chakravarti, who I do not know how he remains so humble in spite of being so knowledgeable. It is a great honor to be associated with such knowledgeable professors. The degrees they have are longer than their names itself, in spite of me knowing that Chakravarti is quite a long surname. So I am really happy that, you know, that such a Center of Excellence, which, you know, both of them, I've heard them say that was lacking in the eastern part of India, has actually leapfrogged or kick-started from today. It all happened, you know, sometimes when things are meant to happen, they do happen. It all happened with a parliamentary question which had come to me, where there few questions were asked about Center of Excellences in the country, and the Parliament question file, it had a small map about the number of Center of COEs that we had in the country. And I was pretty disappointed and rather a little shocked to see that the Eastern India, West Bengal, did not have any. I felt that, you know, it was probably part of my obligation it was part of my duty to ensure that one such center of excellence starts and originates in India, given the fact that, in the capital goods sector in our ministry, 80% of the money, 80% of the funds actually comes from the central government. And as a Bengali, as someone from Bengal, I feel great. In spite of belonging to Delhi in the ministry, I feel great when I can bring money from Delhi back to West Bengal. It always feels great. And as he said, it's about a 60 crore project, of which about more than 45 crores is coming from the central government. And this fund was lying unutilized. And I'm very, very grateful, and I really would like to express my heartiest congratulations and gratitude to Professor Chakraborty, his entire team of learned men, and people who are not here today on the dais, like Sri Sanjeev Goenka. I do not know whether he, I really do not know how he wrote such great lines. It is embarrassing to hear him say that, but let me tell you that this only happened because everyone from IIT Kharagpur, under his leadership, to the ministry, working diligently towards making it happen, to bring that X into that RD factor, which is making this a reality in Eastern India. And we in India, our government has worked a lot towards climbing the ranks in terms of ease of doing business. I tell you, it's not only about ease of doing business, but it's also about the ease of running the government. And I really feel that our Honorable Prime Minister has really put in a lot of heart into making sure that we get rid of the extra length of red tape that we have to make things, while we are trying to make things happen. But luckily, Shivanandji had come in a few months earlier. Even professors prior to him, the joint secretaries and stuff, our secretary, who recently retired, but we have a new one. We have new secretary in Department of Heavy Industries. They actually went through all the torture that I put into coming from a field which has got nothing to do with governance. It is inappropriate to make people work till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, but I actually did that, and I felt that it is their excellence which has actually made this thing happen. Because in bureaucracy or in the way the government functions, a lot of people know why a thing cannot happen. And I realized in my short span as a politician that the people who know why a thing cannot happen are the very ones who actually know how to make it happen. So I really would like to thank everyone who have put in their heart and efforts to make this thing happen for us. I really want to believe, and I feel that this is going to help Eastern India really do some innovative, some exemplary, some out of the box, from something from inside the box, which have been lying inside the box for a very long time, but didn't really come out with the execution, the X that I'm talking about. It's going to give the SME, the small and medium enterprises in Eastern India, a lot of boost, and the big companies that we have with us. I'm sure with their big dreams and big endeavors and big capitals, they're going to make this particular sector, this particular center of excellence, a really, really excellent place to work with, where the excellence is not only going to lie in its name as COE, Center of Excellence, but the excellence is going to lie in the way people would want to describe this place of Center of Excellence. So once again, dignitaries, friends from the media, I know tomorrow is a great day for you. There's going to be a lot of breaking and making news that you're going to have throughout the day. But still, I would request you that this being one such Center of Excellence happening in Eastern India, please do write about it, not because we would like to have our pictures on newspapers, but it is important that the small and medium sector industries, enterprises get to know that such a center of excellence is happening at a place, as august place like IIT Kharagpur, and therefore they can all take part. They're all welcome to come and do their R&D there and make things happen for us, for all of us, not only this part of the world, this part of India, but also for all of us, we Indians. Thank you once again. Thank you, Professor Chakraborty. Thank you, Ajayda, for coming here, and thank you everyone, the dignitaries and the men from different enterprises who are present today evening. And once again, I sincerely apologize for being the driving force, but yet being behind the wheels, yet being 1 hour late to the function. But thank you so much. I hope you had a good cup of coffee, and I hope that you're going to ensure that we remain inspired and we keep doing the things the excellent way, the way we aspired and our Honorable Prime Minister aspires. We could actually make it happen in India. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, sir, for this, nice speech. I think you wanted to, show this picture, the location of the, the 8 COEs, including IIT Kharagpur. Now we have come close to the MOU, the sign and the photo session. So may I now request the industry partners, Mahabir Prasad Jalan of Ramakrishna Forging Unlimited or his representative, Mr. Abhijit Ghosh of HEC, Mr. Avnish Gupta of Tata Steel, Mr. Subhash Chakraborty of BHL, Rashid Pereira from Tata Motors, Mr. Pratip Mishra from TCS, and Mr. Purnendu Sinha from Tata Sons. Please come on the dais and just be present as a witness to the MOU signing between DHI and IIT Kharagpur.
ডেটটা দেওয়া আছে।
বাবু সাহেবের কাছে আমরা সবাই দাঁড়িয়ে থাকতে পারি। চলে আসুন স্যার, আপনারা সব চলে আসুন। All of us come in front.
Yeah. Press conference would be held after the vote of thanks. And yeah. So please be seated for a while. Please be seated for a while. IIT Kharagpur is ever grateful to the Honorable Minister Sri Babul Supriyo for his encouragement to come up with this unique Center of Excellence in Advanced Manufacturing Technologies at IIT Kharagpur. The constant support from DHI, Office of the PS to the Honorable Minister is unforgettable. It was a long journey we had with our industry partners to come up at this stage. We are now focused and have targeted goals. Thank you, industry delegates, for coming up and showing your presence all through beside us. IIT Kharagpur is proud to have a pool of talented and dedicated faculty members who have worked untiringly for the goal to create this center. To make any event successful, a group of people always work day and night, often forgetting their personal lives. IIT Kharagpur is proud to have such efficient staff members. And at the end, on behalf of IIT Kharagpur, I, Surjakant Pal, Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, would like to thank all of you coming for this event. We now have the press conference in the presence of the Honorable Minister. And after that, we have this arrangement for the high tea. So please join the high tea after this. Thank you.
I would request you to limit the questions here inside to the Center of Excellence if you wish to ask anything, because I know it's a very important date, and as he said right now that you're going to ask me explosive questions, it wouldn't be appropriate to do that with this background and all of that. I will be more than obliged to answer your questions or get grilled whichever way you would like to choose after this. But as of now, while I have my Joint Secretary Shivananji, who's also going to answer questions that you may have pertaining to this Center of Excellence, and Professor Chakravarti, Viduri there, and a professor here. So please restrict your questions to that, and rest, after all, whatever you want, I'll give you the questions. Thank you. দেখুন, আপনারা যদি ম্যাপটা দেখেন তাহলে দেখবেন যে এটা আমাদের ক্যাপিটাল গুডস সেগমেন্টে, ক্যাপিটাল গুডস এর মধ্যে আমাদের ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ হেভি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিজে ক্যাপিটাল গুডসে এই সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্সটা বানানোর একটা প্রভিশন আছে। শুধু প্রভিশন আছে তাই নয়, এটা যেটা বললেন যে আইআইটি 8টা সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্স ইন্ডিয়াতে বানিয়েছে, আইআইটি খড়গপুর এটার জন্য প্রচুর খাটাখাটনি করেছে, কিন্তু মিডিয়াম অ্যান্ড স্মল স্কেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রি যেগুলো, তাদের R&D করার জন্য, তাদের নতুন নতুন টেকনোলজির কাছে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করার জন্য সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্সটা খুব দরকার। এবং আমার এই যেটা আমি বললাম যে পার্লামেন্টারি একটা কোয়েশ্চেন থেকে আমার সামনে পুরো ব্যাপারটা এসেছিলো, এই ম্যাপটা দেখে আমার মনে হয়েছিল যে ইস্টার্ন ইন্ডিয়াতে পশ্চিমবঙ্গে একটাও নেই, এবং এক্ষেত্রে এই পার্টিকুলার সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্সটা হলে 80% ফান্ড কেন্দ্র থেকে আসে। তো আমি যেটা আগেই বললাম যে বাঙালি হিসেবে আমার পার্শিয়ালিটি করতে কোনো অসুবিধে নেই। কেন্দ্রের যে প্রজেক্টগুলোতে আমি পশ্চিমবঙ্গে কাজ করতে পারবো সেগুলো আমার খুব ভালো লাগে। বিশেষ করে আপনার ম্যাপটা দেখলেও দেখবেন যে দেশের বিভিন্ন জায়গায় কিন্তু এটা আছে। সাউথ ইন্ডিয়াতে অনেকগুলো আছে, মানে ওয়েস্টার্ন ইন্ডিয়াতে আছে, দিল্লিতে আছে, রাঁচিতে অবধি আছে, কিন্তু আমাদের পশ্চিমবঙ্গে একটাও ছিল না। তো আমি আশা করছি যে আপনারা দেখলেন যে বড় বড় কোম্পানি যারা এটার যে 20% বাকি স্টেক হোল্ডার যারা, তারা সবাই যারা পার্টিসিপেট করেছেন, তারা ডেফিনেটলি পুরো যে স্মল অ্যান্ড মিডিয়াম স্কেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রির পুরো ব্যাপারটাকে এরা ড্রাইভ করতে পারবেন। আর আমরা ক্যাপিটাল গুডসের ক্ষেত্রে ইম্পোর্ট ডিউটি বা ইম্পোর্টের জন্য যে খরচা হয়, তাতে অনেক আমরা এক্সচেকার মানি আমরা ওয়েস্ট করেছি। তো আমরা যদি মেক ইন ইন্ডিয়া, ইফ ইউ আর টকিং অ্যাবাউট মেক ইন ইন্ডিয়া অ্যান্ড wherein there is a provision to actually do the R&D and make it beautifully in India, then why not do it? Especially when you have, one of the bestest educational institutions of the world, not only the country, IIT Kharagpur, helping us with this. তো আমার মনে হয় যে প্রফেসর আপনাদের বলবেন যে এই ছোটো মানে বাংলায় উনি আপনাদের বলবেন যে এই সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্সটা আপনারা সবটাই শুনলেন, তবুও উনি বলবেন আপনাদের যে কোন কোন এক্স্যাক্ট এরিয়াতে কীভাবে SME থেকে আরম্ভ করে অন্যান্য ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল যেগুলো অর্গানাইজেশনস আছে তাদেরকে হেল্প করবে, এবং IITর ভূমিকাটা এক্স্যাক্টলি কী হবে। স্যার,
এই গত 10 থেকে 15 বছরের মধ্যে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং, ডিজাইন আর ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং, এই দুটোর ওপরে আপনারা জানেন যে পৃথিবীতে প্রচুর রকম পরিবর্তন এসেছে, যেটা ভারতবর্ষ সেটাকে ধরার পেছনে ছুটেছে। এখন এই যে প্রকল্প কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার নিয়েছেন, সেই প্রকল্পে আমরা এটাতে একটা স্টেপ জাম্প নিয়ে এগিয়ে যেতে চাইছি। সেটা করার জন্য আমরা 4টে পদক্ষেপ নিচ্ছি। যে কোনো ক্যাপিটাল গুডসের প্রোডাক্ট তৈরি করতে গেলে আমাদের প্রথমে মেটেরিয়াল টেকনোলজি সম্বন্ধে জানতে হবে, এবং এই স্পেশাল মেটেরিয়াল সেগুলোকে কিভাবে তৈরি করা হয়, তার কম্পোজিশন কিভাবে করতে হয়, সেই কম্পোজিশনটা তৈরি করার জন্য আজকে ভাবুন আমার একটা অ্যাটমিক রিঅ্যাক্টর করতে হবে, তার যে মেটেরিয়ালটা তৈরি করার জন্য যে মেশিনারি তৈরি করতে হবে। তো আমার স্পেশালিটি মেটেরিয়ালস, কালকে আপনি একটা নতুন স্টিলের বল তৈরি করতে যান যার একটা অন্যরকম প্রপার্টি আছে, সেটা কিভাবে করবেন। দ্বিতীয় হচ্ছে প্রসেস। আজকাল আপনারা জানেন যে 3D প্রিন্টিং থেকে আরম্ভ করে প্রসেস টেকনোলজি এমন জায়গায় চলে গেছে যে আপনি একটা গাড়ির ফ্রেম থেকে আরম্ভ করে যে কোনো শেপ তৈরি করতে গেলে, যে কোনো মেটেরিয়ালকে নিয়ে যেতে গেলে তার একটা কস্ট এফেক্টিভ ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং প্রসেস তৈরি দরকার। আজকাল আমরা যেরকম ভাবি ওয়েল্ডিং করতে হয় আগুন দিয়ে করে, ওয়েল্ডিং সেটা না করেও করা যায়। কি করে করব সেই ওয়েল্ডিং? সো এইরকম যে বিভিন্ন প্রসেস আছে। তৃতীয়ত যেটা আমরা আজকাল দেখছি, এই যে ইনফরমেশন টেকনোলজি, এই যে পুরো প্রসেসিংয়ের সময় যে ইনফরমেশনটা গ্যাদার্ড হচ্ছে, সেই ইনফরমেশন টেকনোলজি এবং তার প্রসেসিং দিয়ে এই পুরো প্রসেস টেকনোলজিটা বদলে যাওয়া যাচ্ছে। এই বদলটা নতুনভাবে নতুন মেটেরিয়াল তৈরি করার আমাদের সস্তা হবে, কোয়ালিটি ভালো হবে, এইটা করার জন্য। এবং চতুর্থ হচ্ছে কারোর একটা নতুন আইডিয়া এসছে, সে নতুন আইডিয়াটা বানানোর জন্য ওকে একটা প্রোডাক্ট বানাতে হবে, সে কোথায় যাবে বানাতে? এমন একটা জায়গায় যেতে হবে যেখানে মেশিনারিগুলো তাকে তাড়াতাড়ি প্রোডাক্টটা বানিয়ে টেস্ট করবে। আপনারা আজকে এই পুরো জিনিসটার মধ্যে একটা জিনিস লক্ষ্য করেছেন কিনা জানি না, আমি আপনাকে একটা এক্সাম্পল দিচ্ছি। আপনারা সিটি স্ক্যানিং মেশিন কিসের জন্য জানেন? হিউম্যান বিইংয়ের সিটি স্ক্যান করা হয় ব্রেন থেকে আরম্ভ করে। এখানে দেখেছেন একটা 3D ইন্সপেকশন করার জন্য একটা সিটি স্ক্যানিং মেশিন আছে। জাস্ট একটা প্রোডাক্ট চলে যাবে, সেই প্রোডাক্টের ভেতরে কি ক্র্যাক আছে, কি আছে, যেরকম করে MRI হয়, সিটি হয়, সেই রকম মেশিনারি থাকবে এখানে। তো সেই মেশিনারিতে একটা ছোট্ট স্মল স্কেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রি, কিন্তু তাকে তো কোয়ালিটি প্রোডাক্টটা তৈরি করতে হবে। তো এই রকম দুর্লভ চিন্তাধারা আমরা দেখেছি যে এইটা করলে আমরা এগিয়ে যেতে পারব। এইটা করলেই একটা সাধারণ চিন্তাশীল একজন ম্যানুফ্যাকচারার এটাতে এগিয়ে যেতে পারবে। এই চিন্তা দিয়ে আমরা এই প্রপোজালটা তৈরি করেছি। আমাদের সাথে আপনারা যদি দেখেন, আমাদের সাথে মেটেরিয়ালসের টাটা স্টিলের মতন লোক আছে, ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিংয়ের সময় বিএইচইএল, রামকৃষ্ণ ফোর্জিংস, এইচটিসি রাঁচি, এরা সব আছে। এবং অ্যাডভান্সড আইটির জন্য হঠাৎ টিসিএস কেন আছে এখানে? ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিংয়ে টিসিএস কেন আছে? ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিংয়ে টাটা সন্স কেন আছে? তো এইভাবে আমরা আমাদের টিমটাকে তৈরি করেছি, যে টিমটা এই সমস্ত ক্ষেত্রগুলোকে ধরে আমরা একটা নতুন দিগন্ত তৈরি করতে পারি। এই আমাদের স্বপ্ন। এই স্বপ্নটাকে সাকারিত করার জন্য আমরা আজকে এমওইউটা সাইন করছি। সেই জন্যই আপনাদেরকে এটার ফান্ডিংটা হচ্ছে 65.19 crores টোটাল ফান্ডিং। সেই 65.19 crores-এর মধ্যে 47.62 ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ হেভি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিজ দিচ্ছে, বাকিটা আইআইটি আর বাকি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিরা মিলে দিচ্ছে। আমাদের মডেলটা খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং। অন্যান্য জায়গায় প্রজেক্ট ওয়াইজ মডেল করা হয়েছে, আমরা যেটা করেছি, ইন্ডাস্ট্রি একটা কনসর্টিয়াম তৈরি করেছি, ওরা একটা অ্যানুয়াল ফি দেবে। এটার কারণটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। 5 বছর ধরে অ্যানুয়াল ফি দিলে কি হবে, এরপরে যখন এই জিনিসটাকে প্রজেক্ট শেষ হয়ে গেল, টাকা শেষ হয়ে গেল, কিন্তু যেই আমাদের এই কনসর্টিয়াম মডেল, আরও লোকে অ্যাড হতে পারবে, তারাও একটা অ্যানুয়াল ফি দেবে। এরম করে এই জিনিসটার একটা সাস্টেনেবিলিটি থাকবে। এই সাস্টেনেবিলিটিটা করার জন্যই আমরা এরকম একটা অদ্ভুত ইউনিক পার্টনারশিপ করেছি। এই পার্টনারশিপগুলো বিদেশে দেখা যায়, এরকম পার্টনারশিপ অফ কনসর্টিয়াম মডেল চট করে দেখা যায় না। সেই জন্য আমি কৃতজ্ঞ যে ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ হেভি ইন্ডাস্ট্রিজ আমাদের এই পার্টনারশিপ মডেলে রাজি হয়েছেন এবং আমাদের পার্টনাররাও সেই মডেলে এসেছেন।
शिवानंद जी, 2-3 কথা बांग्ला में तो आप नहीं बोल पाएंगे, आप एक 2-3 शब्द में हिंदी में थोड़ा एक बार बोल दीजिए। हाँ, প্রাইভেট পাবলিক পার্টনারশিপ ব্যাপারটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। পিপিপি মডেল যেটা আমরা আমাদের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীও বলছেন, ওটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। অর্থাৎ প্রাইভেট যারা পার্টনার, তাদের সঙ্গে পাবলিক এন্টারপ্রাইজ অর্থাৎ গভর্নমেন্টের যখন পার্টিসিপেশনটা হয়, তখন আমার মনে হয় যে সব ব্যাপারটাই একটা অন্য লেভেলে যেতে পারে। ওনাকে দিন, কোনো অসুবিধা যেতে পারে। পার্থবাবু যখন এসেছিলেন, অন আ জোক ইজ আ ভেরি সিরিয়াস থিং, অন আ লাইটার নোট আই ফেল দ্যাট ইট ইজ গোইং টু, হি ইজ দ্য রাইট ম্যান টু গেট ইন টু আ পিপিপি মডেল। ওনার নামে আপনি দেখুন প্রফেসর পিপি চক্রবর্তী, 2টো পিপি অলরেডি আছে। একটা পি যদি আমরা জুড়তে পারি, তাহলে আমরা এই পিপিপি মডেলটা বানাতে পারবো। তো সেইটা ওনাকে দেখে, হি ওয়াজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি দ্য সেন্টার অফ এক্সেলেন্স উইচ ওয়াজ দ্য ড্রাইভিং ফোর্স বিহাইন্ড দি এন্টায়ার থিংস। এটা আমার বলা খুব দরকার ছিল। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। নাও প্রফেসর শিবানন্দ, আমাদের জেএস, ইজ গোইং টু টক অ্যাবাউট ইট।
I'm more comfortable in English. Can I speak in English? Because, okay. In the year 2014 November, government has started for the first time a pilot scheme for capital goods enhancement actually. So in that pilot scheme, there are a number of components that are there. One of the component is the Center of Excellence, which we are now today signed an MOU. The Center of Excellence envisages a public-private partnership in the sense technology development or a process development which leads to development of new products, development of new processes, helps in import substitution. This is the focus actually. The component is such that the industry association is also there, because industry has to commit for the development, then only the development can take place. So the public-private partnership is basically industry has to contribute, and it has to be through a knowledge partner. We need a knowledge partner to have a R&D or a product development. So it is necessary as per the scheme to have one of the reputed institutes. So in the case of, this is what the COE in general, and IIT Kharagpur being a leading institute in the country, where it is especially known for metallurgy, as I understand, metallurgy and welding technologies, has taken up this task. Fortunately, a lot of industries and the industries that have associated with IIT Kharagpur, if you go through the list of industries, they are very reputed industries. So this has given the strength to the Center of Excellence. And as per the government scheme, 80% is what the government gives as a grant for development of under the scheme, and 20% has to come from the private partnership. In this case, through IIT, actually IIT will form a nodal agency through which we are going to give the fund, and they are going to give the fund, and then they are going to monitor the progress of the project. In the monitoring structure, ministry representative will also be there, so that we know the project is moving as per the timelines originally contemplated. Thank you.
I have a question for Babulda. Actually, will this center help this region restore his glory as the industry hub? As you all know,
See, let me be very honest with you. Talking about restoring the former glory, bringing back the glory and all of that, it really sounds political. I'm not going to make that statement. You exactly know what this Center of Excellence is aiming to do. Professor has very clearly said that this is a dream that we are envisaging, and we want to make it happen from the small and medium industries. He gave a very exciting example with the steel ball that he was talking about, with how the world is moving forward. And I have seen that there was a term that was used on top, that we are not really trying to leapfrog ahead, but we are not trying to catch up. Rather, I would not use the word we are falling behind, but I would say that we have the expertise. We have Indians who are excelling throughout the world, whether be it the IT sector, be it medicine, be it technology. We find the Indian